Hey bass players, I hope you're doing well out there. I'm going to show you how to perform a professional setup on your bass in less than 10 minutes. This is the first thing I do when I get a new instrument. It's fast and easy to do, so let's go. First, let's make sure we have all the tools needed for a proper setup. We'll need the Allen wrench or a truss rod tool for adjusting the neck relief. We'll need an Allen wrench for adjusting the bridge saddles. It's great to use a string action ruler like this one if you have one. If not, try using a credit card or a 1mm pick, or you can just use your eyeballs. All right, first things first, let's put some fresh strings on this bass and make sure it's in tune. Hey, here's a handy tip about changing strings and how much string to leave on the tuning peg. I usually measure out 2 tuning pegs. That's usually enough string to give you a couple of wraps around the tuning peg, which is more than enough for really good tuning stability. Now let's make sure the neck has the proper amount of relief. We'll hold down the string with the left hand here at the 1st fret. Then I'll walk down the string with my elbow here at the 24th fret on this bass, or 22nd, whatever it ends up being. And then I'm going to use the same hand of this hand to tap right here in the middle, usually somewhere around the 9th or 10th fret, and just see how much relief is in there. Some basses can have just a completely straight neck and play wonderfully and not have any buzzing. Other ones need a little bit more relief. This one just has the tiniest amount. It's less than a millimeter. That's actually a little bit high. I could probably tighten it a little bit. And with this bass, it's with a truss rod tool that looks like this. Your bass may have a truss rod with an Allen wrench or hex key up here at the headstock. Some older basses, even older basses, have those adjustments where you have to take the pick guard off. And that's a huge pain. These are super easy. So if your bass has a truss rod adjustment here at the top and you've got a Allen wrench, just remember righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. If you're tightening the truss rod, that means you're putting less relief on the neck. You're making the neck straight. If you're loosening the truss rod, that means you're adding relief, or you're giving it more of a back bow. Now, before we adjust the bridge saddles, we're making an assumption that the nut is filed correctly. If the nut hasn't been filed correctly, a lot of what we're doing right now isn't going to matter because the action will never be right up and down the neck. If you want a tutorial on how to file a nut, you can find one right here. I set up my basses with a low action, meaning about 1 to 1.5 millimeter on the G string, down to about 1.5 to 2 millimeters on the E and the B string. If you play a little bit more aggressively, you might add another 0.5 millimeter or so to those measurements to get the action set for you. But your action should never really be higher than 2 millimeters or so. I mean, that's a really high action. If you have to set your action that high for fret buzz, then there's another issue with the bass somewhere. It's either a high fret or the neck relief isn't set right, so be sure to check those things. Now we're measuring the action with one of these string action rulers. They're really handy to have. If you don't have one and you have a 1 millimeter pick, you can use that. But here's basically what I'm looking at. We're not holding down any of the strings like we were when we were doing the neck relief. We're just placing the ruler right around the 11th, 12th fret, and we're measuring how high the action is. If it helps, you can lift up the string a little bit so you can see exactly where it's falling. You can see I've got this G string set up for right at 1 millimeter. Next string over, 1 millimeter. Now we're looking at the A string, and it's a little bit less than 1 millimeter. So I'm going to go up on the bridge saddle on that one. I'll definitely be going up on the E string. I want to get that around 1.25, so it's really low. Same with the B string and the E string, about 1.25, and they're both extremely low. If your bridge saddle has 2 screws, which most of them do, be sure and adjust them together. Same adjustment on each side. You don't want your saddles leaning off to one side or the other. After I've got the action set up, one of the things I normally do is just kind of go up and down the neck, playing notes in succession. Just making sure I don't have fret buzz anywhere. Something I picked up a long time ago, just thought I'd share with you. If your strings are buzzing, all of them are buzzing once you have everything set up down here in the lower position, then you don't have enough relief in your neck. If they're buzzing up here at the top when you're playing, then your saddles are too low. All right, last thing we need to adjust is the intonation. And don't forget about the intonation. It's super important if you're just playing down here all the time. Maybe it's not as important, but as soon as you get up into the middle register of your neck, and especially once you get over the 12th fret, super important that your intonation is set correctly. Easy to do. What we're going to do is put a tuner on. We'll play a harmonic on the 12th fret. Make sure that G is in tune. And then we're going to fret that G at the 12th fret. And I'm sharp. If the note is sharp, move the saddle back. You do this with a Phillips screwdriver. That'll change the tuning once you've moved the saddle back, so be sure to retune. Check it again, and then fret the note. And now it's exactly in tune. So that's how you do it. If it's flat, you want to move the saddle forward. So flat, forward, sharp, back. Another helpful tip for you, one thing that I normally do is pick up on the string just a little bit as I'm turning, as I'm adjusting the intonation. It just helps the saddle move a little bit. If you're more comfortable just detuning the string, you can. It just seems to take up a little bit more time. I think just lifting up on the string a little bit is enough, relieves enough pressure on the saddle to allow the saddle to move more freely. All right, we came in under 10 minutes, and now this bass is set up exactly to your playing style. And it's really easy to go back and make micro adjustments to what we've already done to really fine tune the setup. Well, hey, I hope you found this video helpful for setting up your bass. Good luck on your bass playing journey. I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.